Every single day, we willingly hand over hours of our lives to a digital ecosystem that is actively engineered to shape our attention, our emotions, and, well, our behavior. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a really investigative look at the invisible architecture behind the infinite scroll. It's a fascinating, complex, and honestly sometimes unsettling world, but understanding it is absolutely crucial to navigating it. Let's get started.
Before we get into the actual mechanics, I want you to ask yourself a deeply personal question. When you open an app on your phone, are you actually choosing what you watch, or is an algorithm choosing for you? It's a profound question about your digital agency. Really think about it. Who is actually in the driver's seat of your daily focus?
Okay, let's dive into this and strip away the mystery. Social media algorithms aren't magic. They're essentially just invisible decision makers. Every time you open TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, you aren't just opening an app, you are interacting with a highly advanced system. This system analyzes your behavior. It looks at what you watch, what you like, what you share, and critically, what you skip over. All of this is done to predict what will keep you engaged for the absolute longest amount of time possible.
To understand exactly how they capture and hold your focus, we have to walk through this relentless three-step loop. It starts with tracking. And I mean every single tap, scroll, and click. Actually, scratch that. Even your pauses and micro-hesitations are logged as data points. Next, they predict. Complex models take all that data to forecast exactly what you're most likely to engage with next. Finally, they serve. The content is ranked and delivered to your screen literally instantly. It's a continuous, deeply calculated cycle running constantly in the background.
You see, these platforms are engineered from the ground up to maximize what the tech industry calls time on device. They use very specific hooks. Infinite scrolling ensures there's no natural stopping point. The feed just never ends. Notification loops use those little red bings to constantly pull you back into the app. Then you have hyper-personalization, which ensures the content is tailored so precisely to your tastes that it feels almost irresistible. And of course, autoplay means the next video starts before you even have to make a conscious decision to keep watching.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why those hooks work so incredibly well. Silicon Valley basically borrowed their entire playbook directly from Las Vegas slot machines. At the foundational level, we have the brain's dopamine reward system. It uses variable rewards. Sometimes you get a like, sometimes you don't. That creates one of the most powerful addiction loops known to behavioral science. Layered on top of that is FOMO, the fear of missing out, which creates this constant low-level anxiety about being left out of the loop. And at the very peak, we have emotional triggers. High-emotion content, whether it's extreme joy, deep fear, or pure outrage, is heavily prioritized to keep you hooked.
To really understand the true scale of this massive psychological experiment, just look at the active user numbers. We're talking about 2.5 billion people. This isn't just some niche internet trend. It's a fundamental rewiring of how a massive portion of humanity interacts, consumes information, and spends their days.
But there is a deeply alarming tax on that massive global scale, and it's 33%. That is the recorded rise in teen anxiety linked directly to heavy social media use since the year 2012. Constant comparison, those perfectly curated highlight reels, and notification stress are actively contributing to rising mental health crises, particularly among our younger demographics.
And it's not just our emotional well-being that's changing, it's our fundamental cognitive ability to focus. Research shows our average attention span on a single screen has plummeted from a few minutes down to just 47 seconds today. Think about that. Short-form content is literally training the human brain to crave constant novelty over sustained, deep focus.
Which brings us to the inevitable result. 6 hours. That is the amount of time the average American adult spends staring at screens every single day. When you realize the systems behind those screens are actively engineered to keep you looking, well, that 6 hours suddenly makes a whole lot more sense, doesn't it?
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark generational divide. As you can see, teens aged 13 to 17 are clocking the absolute highest average daily social media hours, with usage dropping progressively as the demographics get older. The algorithms are clearly most effective at capturing and holding the attention of younger users whose digital habits and brains are still actively forming.
Let's map this out to the major platforms you probably have on your phone right now. TikTok analyzes your micro-hesitations to build an eerily personalized feed within minutes. YouTube uses recommendation rabbit holes to progressively suggest more extreme or emotionally charged content just to maximize your watch time. And then there's Instagram's comparison culture. In fact, internal research for Meta themselves confirmed that Instagram worsens body image for 1 in 3 teen girls. 1 in 3.
This brings us to the broader societal impact. Algorithms are designed to show you content you already agree with, creating echo chambers that reinforce beliefs and narrow our worldviews over time. When it comes to political polarization, it's vital to understand that the algorithm has absolutely no political allegiance. It doesn't care. It just knows that outrage equals clicks. Therefore, algorithms impartially amplify the most divisive, high-emotion voices across the entire political spectrum, left and right alike, simply because that's what drives engagement.
And the stakes get even higher when we look at the spread of information. We're facing an alarming societal reality. Viral misinformation and false content spread 6 times faster than the truth on social platforms. Why? Because fabricated stories are specifically designed to trigger strong emotional reactions, which perfectly exploits the algorithm's preference for high engagement content. It spreads like wildfire.
But I want to pause here for a second, because algorithms aren't inherently evil. They're not. They are just incredibly powerful tools. Yes, there is the dark side, the anxiety, the polarization, the addiction-like patterns we've discussed, but there is a profoundly positive side too. These exact same invisible systems can surface incredibly niche, personalized learning resources. They help people discover supportive communities and elevate marginalized voices that might never have been found otherwise. Awareness is simply the first step to taking back control of the experience.
So how do we break the loop? You can start by using your device's own tools to set strict screen time limits. Mute those non-essential pings. Think about it. If they can't summon you, they can't control you. And practice mindful usage. Just catch yourself and ask, am I choosing to be here right now, or did an algorithm bring me here? Intentionality is your ultimate defense.
So the crucial point is this. Reclaiming your attention comes down to intention. Step 1. Understand the tracking. Know exactly how these systems operate in the background. Step 2. Question it. When a video or post makes you feel intensely angry or sad, stop and ask why you're being shown that specific piece of content. Step 3. Choose. Consciously decide where your focus goes. Make the technology serve you, not the other way around.
I want to leave you with this provocative thought to reflect on during your next daily scroll. The question isn't whether algorithms will shape our attention. The question is, who controls the algorithm and who benefits? Think about your own digital agency today. Are you the consumer or are you the product being consumed? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and as always, stay curious.